I always wait until the ad break ends before I start the stream. So, or I mean like switch scenes to the game scene. So I have like a little countdown. Usually it's like, well, I guess it is like 5 minutes wait, huh? Wow. What I do when I start a stream is wait a sec, this isn't Dark Souls, right? That's what you were thinking, right, Silver? Yeah, I was gonna play Dark Souls, but it's really rainy today, and I wanted to be in like a good rainy, like non-rainy mood. You know what I mean? Like, if I'm gonna be dying a bunch, I have to be in the emotional state to be dying a lot. You know what I mean? So I thought maybe I could finish Tavern Talk today, and then I don't have to die a bunch. So that's what I'm doing instead. What a day to play. You know what? You're right. You're right. But there's a chance I can finish Tavern Talk. Do you know how many hours I have in Tavern Talk? Do you know how many hours of gameplay I have played in Tavern Talk? As of right now. Take a guess. Take a wild guess. Assuming I've had like a bunch of... Is that a kitty? That's me. It's okay to not want to finish Dark. It's only... I haven't even gotten to a bell yet. I have to at least get to a bell. What percentage of Dark Souls have you accomplished if you press the bells? What's good, Nono? I miss you. I miss you too. It's been so long, Teddy. Oh my god. That sounds real. 20. If it's 20, it would be like 10% for each bell. So one bell is 10%, and the other bell is another 10%. The back half is hard to judge. Oh. I'm working a lot. Also haven't worked up the courage to stream again. Aw, that's okay. Sometimes it's difficult, but you have to bite the bullet. Go for it. Dark Souls is not that long. Really? For some reason, you know what? It's because I think about Elder Scrolls and how big Elder Scrolls was. Elder Scrolls. Yay! Yeah, guess how long Tavern Talk is. Was that about Elder Scrolls? It being really, really long. And me thinking that Dark Souls was really, really long because Elder Scrolls was really, really long. No, you've at least played 37 hours of it. That's close! See you later, Teddy! Have a good time at work. I hope it ends fast and you're not stressed out. Oh, a dead rose. Thank you for purchasing a dead rose. I hope it tastes good. 4,000 plus hours of Skyrim? Tavern Talk! Hi, BYG! Hello, Sylvia! Yes, Tavern Talk. I'm gonna see if we can finish it today. So I've played this for 48 hours. I have 48 hours on this game and we haven't won it yet. Can you believe it? You got fully hired today! Oh, congrats! That's so exciting! I'm so happy for you. Thank you! Something happened to my eyes. I don't know. Maybe I'm just used to my eye rigging in my other version of this model, but when I blink, can you see it like go sideways? Like a goat. I become a little goat. After 20 hours and 2 days. Ew, that's yucky. I hope they're not gonna keep like overwork you. That would be terrible. Reject humanity, become goat. Maybe we're all a little goat in us. Like demons. You have a goat wife? Me too! Oh my gosh, me too. I have a goat wife as well. I want to be a goat on a moon. Oh, that's good. So long as you enjoy what you're doing and you don't lose your excitement. All right. I'm hopeful that we can finish this game today. We're at, what are we on? Oh, wait, we're not actually on Act 4. But I think we're close to Act 4, right? I wish I had a wife. You're not married to our goat wife? I miss my wife, Tails. Tails from Sonic the Hedgehog? So I know that there's 4 acts. 4 acts. So yeah. I don't know how much is XX? What's XX again? In Roman numerals? 20. Act 3, Chapter 20. Chaos Protocol. Maybe there's 30 chapters? I'm gonna guess 25 or 30. It's a meme from this one Sonic dub where Eggman tells Tails he misses his wife. Oh. Oh! I miss my wife, Tails. Eggman has a wife? I don't know. That's what I'm guessing. Because there's still one more act left. And these acts are really long. I've already played 48 hours of this. He doesn't. Melly's back! Oh my gosh. Are you eating the fish again? No, I have popcorn today. If you weren't here for the previous stream, Melly was missing. Nobody could find her anywhere. And we were very scared that she was dead. Or something. So now Melly is back. Okay. Innkeeper, surprise! Nice to see that you're back. Is Fable with you? No! Should they be? They were looking for you. They aren't very good. They aren't a very good detective then. I'm happy to see you're well, Melly. Everyone was very worried about you. Why? I'm great at taking care of myself. You are, but where have you been all this time? Investigating things, obviously. Like the flood, my investigation led me to Morelia. Or more like, they did. Nico, Voy, and Hex, I mean. I followed them to Morelia. Morelia? They were talking about mysteries and puzzles, and I'm trying to solve a mystery, so I couldn't let the opportunity pass me by. You're lucky. People usually pay a lot of money to spend time with me. Why? But because I'm like famous? But I didn't go there because of you. I was following clues. Okay. I stayed outside. My case isn't about a wizard, not this time. Where's Hex anyways? You know. Oh wait. You know, doing wizard things. Like Erison? That would have been fun, but instead he chose to study. He immediately wanted to check out the spells we found. Though they seem pretty disheartened. How come? Not sure. I guess he didn't find what he was looking for. Maybe because the world's greatest treasure was already traveling with him. What would that be? Me. Never mind. He told us to keep an eye out for any time magic razzle-dazzle, but we found nothing. At least you managed to get inside and return safely. Yeah. The way there was easy peasy. We got there thanks to Nico pulling off a shape-shifting trick and pretending to be a merchant. Stole some guy's coat and face, and used his reputation to secure us a boat ride to Morla. Said I wanted to meet a real estate agent. A real estate agent, not a real estate agent. From the Magicracy to buy the island. I told them to pick us up in a week or so, but then we'd be far gone. By then we'd be far gone. Hi, Diggy! Thank you for your purchase! What happened once you reached the island? I'm quite intrigued. I hate it when the estate agents are fake. Before we tell you anything, I'd like a drink. Something that goes down like honey and will make my poetry flow like a wild river. Nothing easier than that. Flow like honey. Does he want one of these honey things? Charmed. 1,000 wins? That looks exactly what he wanted. My worst fear, fake estate agent. What happened? Oh. Is that on it? Oh. One of you. There we go. Thank you for your purchase! Enjoy your fish curry. Some honey for those vocal cords. Enjoy. That's what I'm talking about. Amazing! Can we move on to the story now? You got somewhere to be? Nah, but I'm getting bored. We got to Morla, an island so small it's basically the tower's wild backyard. As I walked between the crystalline roses, I expected to see secret passageways hiding behind every corner. I almost brought you back a rose. Why didn't you? Nico said the same thing. Anyway, the tower itself reached so high I thought it might be reaching out to kiss the moon itself. Wah! It was real tilted at about 5-degree angle. I measured it with my paws. The bricks were still wet. I'm sure the tsunami shook its foundation. Would think the waves would have done us a favor and knocked down the door, but nope. That locked door was the first challenge. Iniko's lockpicks broke. Seemed like a skill issue. Broke? Skill issue? The door ate my lockpicks. A door mimic. A classic first step to securing your establishment. You talk like you've seen one before. Have you ever tried to open my door when the inn's closed? No. If you do, don't use any lockpicks and take care of your fingertips. So, how did you get inside? By charming it. Hex forgot his spellbook and couldn't get the arcane lock-unlock spell to work. And obviously, it wouldn't just let us in like that. So I decided to play the Mimica tune. Yeah! That was amazing, bro! Your fancy tunes are the GOAT! I was nervous. I never played in front of a mimic before, so I wasn't sure what their taste in music was. I decided to play something emotional, something that would melt its metaphorical heart. A song of woe. Who would have thought it literally melt? Yeah. I began playing the first tune and the lock started weeping before I reached the chorus. Tears were streaming down its face. And as if they were very hot or made of acid, the door melted away. Afterwards, the lock lay in a puddle of wood, sobbing and thanking me for my performance. That's not a very sturdy lock. It just sounds very in touch with its emotions. We stepped over the door's remains and into the tower. It was so much taller and bigger on the inside. Like a pocket dimension. So freaking cool. Except a tower can't really fit in your pocket.
That. Hex walked ahead. Guy was really distracted.
He didn't even listen to my poem about the symbiotic relationship between axe and door.
For a long time, we didn't encounter anything. Just a long hallway. No doors, only a bunch of strange paintings. Of course, most hallways can't go on forever, so eventually we reached the staircase.
After what felt like 5.5 minutes.
Eternity. Meanwhile, I was outside investigating the flora and fauna. Everything was very peculiar, like it was all from another world. The colors were different, very blue, almost spectral. And there were a lot of spider webs, or yarn, not sure which. Suddenly the ground shook and almost knocked me off my feet.
Who could have guessed there were pressure plates on those stairs? I wasn't paying attention and was too careless. One wrong step and a pressure plate triggered an explosion and...
clonk! The whole staircase began to crumble down into a pit of nothingness.
Bit by bit, starting from the bottom.
I rushed upward to safety, away from the weird wizard abyss.
I stumbled, and if it hadn't been for Hex, I'd be mush. He grabbed my hand and pulled me up. But he isn't really the strongest, so we almost tumbled down together instead.
I figured I couldn't just leave them to fall to their pathetic destiny. So I zoomed down to grab Hex by his collar and pulled him and the Voy Boy back up.
Thank you for saving us, Nico.
No problem, Voy Boy. Don't get used to it. Didn't you expect a trap like that? After all, a great wizard would want to protect their treasure.
I guess we were a little distracted by all the gold hanging from the walls. The staircase ended in a wondrous library that spiraled endlessly higher around the tower's inside walls. We lost Hex at the bottom in the first few rows of books. A lot of them were drenched. It didn't seem like the tower was waterproof. There was still primordial water dripping from somewhere above.
We couldn't make out the ceiling. Tried to reach it though. The second story of the spiral staircase library had 3 paths leading away.
Each path ended in a door, and all 3 doors were closed and marked with ruins or paintings or rusty old locks. I got sucked into looking at the library's beautiful murals. Each of them depicted a different story. One of them was a mosaic of mirrors. That one was my favorite.
Watching Hex look at books was like reading a thriller. Almost every second book was rigged with a trap, but he figured out the pattern pretty quickly. Something, Fibonacci, I don't know.
Once I was able to pry myself away from the murals, I started looking for spell things.
Hi, Goop Soup!
I knew Hex was most interested in those, and, you help when you can.
I didn't. I mostly looked at the small treasures lying around. The wizard had this really cool stuff, with a chonker of a gemstone embedded at the top. Imagine the damage I could do with that! Thank you for the quazzle! Quazzle.
I really need to change that so that it hits me with an actual croissant. That's the only thing I haven't changed.
But also I found something else that was really cool. Here, take a look! It's dope, right?
What is this? Where? Where did it go? I don't see it.
It's a weather jar, duh! It shows the weather. What the weather is like in another realm.
I see. Let me guess. Avalon?
I knew you'd get it!
I found some spell scrolls. One of them had golden ruins on it. Hex liked that one, but he didn't love it, you know? They nestled between a few red velvet armchairs I found... Then nestled between a few red velvet armchairs, I found a glass case. It had a golden frame and a scroll placed inside, neatly in the middle. The scroll was floating and all that. I knew Hex was looking for more spells, so I called for him. As soon as I mentioned an oddly floating scroll, he came sprinting upward, staring at the glass case. He already had another scroll tucked into his coat. Honestly, I was expecting him to be carrying half the library at that point, but I guess that would have been too heavy for him.
Of course, that stupid glass case was also a puzzle.
Had no lock, no lid, no nothing, just glass in a gold frame.
The scroll itself was glowing a promising blue. I suggested breaking the glass. Hex gave me his finest death glare.
So he investigated the puzzle for himself.
While they were doing boring side quests, I made sure to stuff my pockets. Found a jeweled silver paperweight shaped like a bird that'll make for a great blunt weapon.
Hex was too scared we'd destroy the scroll by triggering another contraption, so he suggested we look around in the adjacent rooms.
The riddle doors.
Hex only had to look at them for a mere second before figuring them out. Apparently all those murals and ruins were referencing a story hidden somewhere in the library.
So we made us search for it.
It was tricky. We didn't want to trigger the book traps after all. It was like the library knew that what would tempt us the most. I kept seeing books about forgotten songs, rare instruments, and romantic poetry.
And I saw books about burglary and fraud.
Even had to tackle you to the ground one time so you wouldn't blow us all up.
Who could resist a good scheme?
It was kind of exciting, seeing Hex hop up and down the stairs looking for the right books. First password was password, the second password was passwords past the password.
And the third one was passwords past the password's password?
You wish, but no. It was 1, 2, 3, 4.
Easy to crack. Good for you.
The first room was an alchemy lab, full of apparatuses that I'd never seen before. Most of the liquids had gone dry, but Hex insisted on taking whatever was left along with us anyways.
Wouldn't let me taste any, though. The nerd was more interested in the study hidden behind the second door.
He was really determined to crack all of that old wizard's mysteries.
We helped where we could, but listen, I only have like 3 brain cells.
The soundscape of the tower was kind of depressing. Silence broken only by the dripping of water and the creaking of old wood. So I sweetened it with a song.
It was very easy to get into the flow with that bomb music, Voyo.
Thank you. Hex didn't find a key to the glass case, but he at least found a blueprint showing how it was built. Maybe he can find out how to open it using that. That'd be nice. He was pretty beaten up about everything, though.
Yeah, couldn't find what he was looking for.
Not even the third room? No.
That one was a gym. Didn't know wizards worked out. Hi, Pappy!
Maybe it was just a distraction from the hidden vault. A hidden vault? Anything good in there?
Oh, yeah. More than our arms could carry.
A bunch of old artifacts, most of them probably cursed.
Which makes them even cooler. But Innkeep, you didn't know the funniest part yet.
Enlighten me. The whole time, the wizard had a spare key to the tower under the doormat. The oldest habit of all time, and we didn't even think about checking for it.
I did, but I wanted to them to find it for themselves.
Mellie's so smart.
When they left the tower, I was at the beach with Jade. She had arrived a while ago to pick us up, and I was teaching Onyx few new tricks.
She helped us heave all the loot onto her boat. We couldn't take everything with us, so we decided to head back there another day.
There's one thing that doesn't make sense in this equation, though.
That would be?
Iniko, Voy, and Hex traveled alone. Well, except for me, they're stowaway. Yet I found a fresh set of footprints by the coast before Jade ever arrived. Like there was a 5th person on the island. Maybe someone was there shortly before us?
We didn't even notice, LOL. Just like we didn't notice Melina.
I'm sorry for staying hidden for so long.
Don't apologize. I think it just proved your skills as a detective. We've got a lot to learn from you.
What a story! I can't wait to share it with Archie.
I'll be on my way now. Gotta check up on Hex and make sure he didn't accidentally take a book mimic home. You coming with Nico?
Sure thing. So long, Innkeep.
Goodbye, Innkeeper. Don't miss me too much. I'll try not to. So long, Melly!
Now it's just you and me, Innkeeper.
Indeed. I'm glad you're back.
You're making it sound like I was lost or kidnapped. I was just investigating.
Without telling anyone?
I don't need to tell anyone where I'm going.
People care about you, Melly. They get worried if they don't know where you are.
Oh. I'm not used to that.
Oh.
But I care about people too, like you.
That's good to hear. They back. Melly!
Hi, Aura.
Hi, Dave. Oh, that name is so outdated. You're back!
I am. Did you miss me?
Did I was just very worried.
Oh.
What?
You call me Melly.
What about it?
You've never done that before.
I'm sure I have.
You even said you'd never call me Melly.
I'm just glad you're back. Welcome back to my tavern, Dave.
That's a cute one.
Yeah, I got it. On my latest quest.
Dave, you made a good choice. I also went on a quest. Well, at first I wanted to find the moon swamps. You know, the mysterious magical swamp that's said to be magically hidden and only appears in foggy but starry nights. I'd heard they're somewhere in the moon swamp, near the portal to the Twilight Chasm.
And did you find anything?
No, I did find some weird waymakers made of bones that seemed to lead somewhere. They had "Do Not Touch" written on them, and the paint even seemed fresh, so it looked like the perfect clue. But then, suddenly, there were just gallons of water everywhere. Luckily, I got away quick. And since I was already there, as Fisoa's best detective, it was my duty to discover the flood's origins. Well, at first I was more of a stowaway than a detective, but I also couldn't figure out what...
Don't storm off like that ever again, you understand? I was so worried and no one knew anything about your whereabouts. Now.
I'm sorry.
No, I'm sorry. I shouldn't have yelled at you like that. It's just, I haven't cared about anyone in so long. And with you and Fable suddenly gone, I didn't know what to do.
I thought you didn't care. After you went away, even though I asked you to be more careful, I thought maybe you didn't want to be my trusty assistant after all. So I went to investigate alone.
I'm sorry for leaving.
It's alright. I'm used to people leaving and not coming back.
I do care, Melly. I'm just kind of new to this whole honesty thing. I'm kind of new to this whole empathy thing.
Yeah, I figured.
If you'd like, I could fix you a drink to help you find your words again. Don't know if I can think of a joke in exchange for a drink right now. It's on me today. You've got enough to worry about. So, let me see what I can do for you.
Your usual, sir? A spoken hot. Deep from your heart.
I love it when our edgy little guy becomes soft. This is totally worth using my very silver. Enjoy your magical liquid eloquence. Doesn't taste half bad. This might actually help. So, your quest. Jade said you were stranded on Morla?
Yep. I followed 3 very suspicious looking fellows and somehow ended up on that island. Why do I always run into wizards and magic when I'm out on adventures? And traps! Magical traps everywhere.
Sounds very dangerous.
A detective's always seeking thrills. I'll make sure to be careful, I promise.
It's
Not about that. I know you know how to take care of yourself. Otherwise, you wouldn't have solved the T-Rex case.
Heh.
But don't keep putting your own life at risk in exchange for a quick adventure. Luckily, nothing major happened this time. This all could have ended very differently.
I know.
He's a big bro. All I'm saying is, don't disappear again, please. You're not alone anymore. You don't have to do everything all by yourself.
Like, you want to talk.
I think you've got a point, Melly. But that doesn't mean you shouldn't listen to him as well, Melly. You're both guilty. But you two have also made a lot of progress already. And I'm glad both of you made it back safely.
Heard anything from Fable yet?
No, not yet.
What about Carolyn?
She came back after the flood. Currently, she's investigating some undead sightings in the Pale Woods.
Oh. You know when she'll be back?
No, but the two of you can wait here for her if you want.
Yes, please. I want to stay until Carolyn gets back.
All right. I'll keep you company.
How about I spice up your wait with another drink?
I'll pass.
Oh, but I'd like one, please.
Of course. Do you want anything specific?
That whole adventure was pretty exhausting. Maybe something to combat my mental tiredness?
Nothing easier than that. Your mental tiredness? Brain juice. Silent owl. What will give me this one? Have a little bit of a tooth in your drink. It'll probably make you happy. Woo! Let's see if this will wake you up again.
Oh, thank you. This is delicious. I can feel my synapses connecting. You know, now that I've had time to think about it, I think I figured out why Hex was so bummed out about the loot.
Care to share your insight with us?
But of course. He has a younger sister, right? Which always struck me as odd. She looks so much older than him. So what if she just ages faster than he does? And he expected to find something there, some very special loot in that wizard tower. But he didn't find it. So what if he was looking for something to extend her life? Like a scroll of immortality.
What a foolish idea.
Hey!
Not you, Hex. Even if it's tempting, those are powers that no one should interfere with.
I agree. What if she turns into a zombie? I've had enough of them.
Definitely.
We should tell him when we see him again. Or maybe we should tell Carolyn when she returns. She seems to be experienced in dealing with the undead. You think it'll be a long time before she gets back?
I don't know. Could be very soon, but it could also take a few more days. You've had a long day. Aren't you tired, Melly?
No! I'm not tired at all.
Let's wait for a little bit longer. Maybe she'll show up and Fable with her.
I'm good.
They wait patiently. Oh! Did she fall asleep?
Yeah.
Aww!
Maybe I should bring her home and wrap this up for tonight.
That's a good idea. You should get some rest as well. I'll let you know if I hear anything about Carolyn or Fable.
All right. There's not much for me to do otherwise.
Except care for Melly. She needs you.
Yeah, I think you might be right.
Good night, Dave.
And you need her too!
You know.
Oh?
Forget about it. See ya.
What?
What? What? What? What was he gonna say?
Oh. Oh. Disasters, tea, and revelations. Sounds like maybe the end of Act 3.
Thank you for shopping in gold. Enjoy your gold.
I heard it's really soft and yummy to eat. Like bubblegum. Oh my god, it's clay! Welcome back. It's good to see you both again. Oh, Foxmoon, hi! Oh my god, Baldur's Gate 3.
Welcome in, Raiders. I hope you had fun playing Baldur's Gate.
I need to resume playing Baldur's Gate. It's been a long time. You know, I've been trying to clean out my computer, and Baldur's Gate takes up so much space. Oh my god. Seems better animated than the last time I saw it on this model. No.
No.
How much? Like 100 gigabytes? I've just been playing that so much. What act are you on in Baldur's Gate?
Popcorn break.
Isn't there like different acts in Baldur's Gate? Like Act 1, Act 2, and Act 3? I know I'm still in the middle of Act 1. I'm eating my popcorn. Oh, starting a new run and I'm going... You're already going into Act 2?
How do people get through it so fast?
I feel like my friend says that she's replayed it like 5 times. Like she's beaten it 5 times and replayed it. And I haven't even beaten it once or gotten out of the first act. I feel like that's like really inspiring.
But yes, Fox, don't feel like you have to stick around. You can go have some food, go hang out, or do whatever it is you need to do.
I need to think of a more unique way to greet someone. You know how sometimes when you go into someone's raid and they have like this memorized spiel that they say, and it's like they can say it so fast. It's like and you're like, I didn't catch half of that, but that was so impressive. And it should be like that. But then I get like, but I want to like make it more unique to each person, right? These are my troubles.
But welcome in, Raiders! My name's Nono Noelle. I'm a carnival owner.
Yeah, I'm a carnival owner.
You're lucky today.
Admission is free.
We stop by the concession stand, have a little snack.
It might not be a snack, but it could also be a snack. Every day that title changes.
Yeah, I don't know what I am.
I know Carnival exists, and that's it.
Today we're playing Tavern Talk.
I think I'm maybe like 75% done. We're hoping to finish it today. I've been playing it for a really long time. There is so much content in this game. It is insane.
So yeah, sit back and relax.
Listen to me voice act. And have fun. Welcome back. It's good to see you both again. Hold your enthusiasm, innkeeper. We bring tales of disaster. Disaster. I don't mind a little disaster in my tales. After all, you tell them so well. She really does. As do you, Clay. Thank you. I hope my stories are as good as your drinks. They are to me. Speaking of which, can I offer you a drink in exchange for a little insight into your disasters?
That'd be great.
Something that feels strong and magic-y, right?
You remembered. Yes, that one, please.
Coming right up. I don't know why I can remember Clay's voice among all of them. He wants to be strong. Ooh. I'll give him this one. It has abs just like him. And he doesn't need any brain cells. Oh, that's the wrong one. No! My pepper! There we go. Oh, no, that one's fine. This one. And this one. There we go. Alright, alright, alright. We're getting somewhere. Something tasty and strong, but hopefully not disastrous.
Very tasty, very strong. You've got the best drinks around.
Happy to hear that, Clay. Tia, you're bursting at the seams. How were the archives?
Fun!
Were they? Mayhaps. The bleak stalkers were. Bleak? Cute. Cute?
Very. They told us where to find the entrance to the archives. But when we got there, we found it surrounded by bleak stalkers.
They were quite numerous, and so shaped.
I decided to ask them if they could let us through.
And I thought he might need some help with that. So I called on your honey flowers and extended my divine light to him. It made him glow softly, and they all frolicked to him like moths to a gentle flame. Did you know they have velvet wings they can fold into their bodies?
Hi, Pumpkin!
I didn't. That's fascinating.
They were so cuddly and showed off their crawling skills in exchange for carrots. I asked them if they liked to be our tour guides, and they were so excited. They'd never been tour guides before, and at first they thought it involved eating people.
I might have acted a bit standoffish when trying to correct their misconception. Clay was able to convey the message much better. He's very good at explaining things. I think he really understands people. And that helps him meet them where they're at.
I try to. Everyone has their own way of understanding things. I think that's beautiful.
Clay, you're like me. I envy your empathetic approach of life, Clay.
Thank you. But you've got your own strengths. Like how you're a master of strategy, or how you're so good at making people feel safe.
Aw, they're so cute! I suppose we make a great team. The best, I might say.
We made a great team with the Bleak Stalkers, too. They led us right inside the archives, which were huge.
Large parts of the Everbloom had collapsed, but even the explorable sections were unbelievably spacious. We had no time for a proper tour, unfortunately. We had to make it back in time for the barbecue, after all. That meant we had to be efficient during our search. Though we did take a break to admire the artist's hall and the creatures excitedly led us to. We found abandoned pottery equipment that distracted us a little too much. Using more time than was perhaps appropriate, we molded tiny versions of the little critters as a gift to them.
They loved them.
Afterwards, we split up to cover more ground. Each of us was guided by a group of bleak stalkers. A dangerous choice. That's when the monsters get you. That's what Clay said, so I enchanted the friendship bracelets.
Oh, they're wearing them! I didn't even notice!
Oh my god, they're wearing their friendship They have a whale keychain! That way, they would always sense in which direction the other person was located, so neither of us would get lost.
It was so smart.
It was very useful. I see you kept yours on.
I did.
She's blushing! They really help with navigating around the archives too. Beautiful place, you know? I mean, everything's overgrown with vines or withered and full of termites, but we could still tell how much care had gone into building it. Some of the tree branches still had leaves on them. And I saw a couple of stubborn lotus daisies trying to break through around the rocks. I taught the bleak stalkers how to water them. They love drinking out of the watering cans, but they also enjoyed sharing their water with the lotus daisies. Hopefully they can grow stronger again soon.
What a shame all the effort that went into building those archives was for nothing.
But it wasn't. It meant something to someone once. And I could still feel a lot of love in it, even during our visit. Maybe it'll even bloom again. It's called the Everbloom, right? Like forever. I wonder who named it. We should go back sometime and see if we can find any information about the archivists.
Isn't Scully one?
I bet they knew some great drinking games.
Perhaps we should honor their contributions by studying the knowledge they left behind.
Why not both? They should be people first, symbols second.
Oh, yes. I guess both would work too. Good idea, Clay. What else did you find in the archives, besides friends and the beauty and horrors of time, I mean?
I got a little distracted when I asked our new friends to point me towards the cooking section. It was so vast. I found so many new bread recipes I can't wait to try out. I also found something for you.
Oh my god, I'm getting so many gifts. For me?
Yes, a recipe book on mixology. First I thought about taking the whole thing, but it was a giant tome and the bleak stalkers were so attached to it. So I ripped out the page that looked the most interesting.
We thought it would fit your repertoire. I think it does. Thank you very much. Last whisper. As for me, I asked them to lead me towards dangerous knowledge and soon found myself in a hidden study. The bleak stalkers didn't want to go inside, like they were scared of its contents. So I rewarded them with some treats and ventured inside alone. Sounds like you got along with them rather well. I grew quite attached. Perhaps I would even call them my favorite animals.
Aww, that means we solved your favorite animal quest.
We did. They almost made me want to stay and waste more time. Isn't that strange? Not in the slightest. Time is well spent. Time well spent is never time wasted. Perhaps you're right. Anyhow, the study. Jolly bit me. It was a complete mess, full of scriptures, scrolls, and written ramblings that would be forbidden these days. A little exciting and worrying. The papers I was able to translate spoke of the apocalypse. The end of it all. There was research on the roots of the aether tree and how to unbind them, written with shaky hands and fading ink.
Oh my gosh, it's so fitting! We're talking about archives and you found a scroll!
Was this more the scholarly or mad scientist type of research? Hard to tell. The lines tend to blur with blasphemy.
Do you know a lot about the aether tree? Because Tia gave me a whole presentation about it.
I wouldn't mind a refresher.
It's a giant tree.
Good start.
A world tree. That means our world rests on it. In it. Around it. Somewhere.
In it, mostly. Depends on who you ask.
The dragons guard the tree. Because they created it? Maybe. But definitely because they care for us. And since we live in it, it should keep existing as it does now. Because no one wants their house to crumble. A lot of people will get hurt if something happened to everyone's home.
That's true, but lucky for us, damaging the aether tree isn't possible. It's larger than we could ever imagine. To us, it's really more of a concept than a tree. And the dragons defend it, despite their oath of neutrality? They're no easy foes. There is one way. The sigils of Alcahaste. The what now? The sigils of Alcahaste. The key to destroying the aether tree, according to the scrolls I studied under the archive's candlelight. Are they some sort of spell? More of a manual to a self-fulfilling prophecy, a way of breaking the cosmos in accordance with its own rules.
For the tree to crumble, its foundation must be fractured. The 5 sigils of Alcaheist represent the 5 dragons, each of which must be damaged to topple our world's balance. Only then can our cosmos reshape itself. The scrolls spoke of experiments for creating a sigil. Unsuccessful experiments. That's reassuring. Not quite. They were only unsuccessful back then. Next to the notes I found others, written on cleaner new parchment, with unfaded ink. Much of it was incomprehensible, written in languages I've never seen before, but various sketches of whales caught my eye. Bro, our friend that wrote us the letter is trying to unbalance the world. Trying to kill the ether tree. And for what? That sounds unsettlingly familiar. I fear that the starfall broke a sigil. By ripping holes into Cassiopeia's wings, it destabilized her flight. If she's damaged any further, time could be sent into disarray. Meanwhile, the tsunami, like I heard, didn't just plague the archives. The waves broke down the barriers between the primordial sea and the twilight chasm in ways never seen before. So that's 2 broken sigils? That's not good. What an incredible understatement. To witness 1 sigil fractured would be anxiety-inducing enough. Knowing it has happened to 2 will keep me up for many nights. It is not 2, it's 3. 3? Alongside the notes I found an old map with fresh markings. All the names were outdated, but the intention was clear. Marked were 5 interplanar portals. 30 years ago, the sudden appearance tore fissures into Gaia. I believe they were the first sigil. Oh. Bad, right? Very. There's only 2 more! Who could have done this? I don't know. And why, of all things? If the ether tree collapsed, or even shifted from its perfect balance, the destruction would end us all. Who would want that? No one thinking rationally, that's for sure. Oh! It's shaking. It might have a good reason for it. Maybe we can talk them out of it. I doubt it. Me too. He's so scared. Whoever it may be that's causing this, they only have 2 sigils left. Would be quite bad, right? Don't they say that waking the Elder Dragon will start the apocalypse? They do. I feel like there's too many ways to start the apocalypse. Maybe they're all connected, and waking will break the last sigil. Although, I'd like to think that breaking all the sigils is indeed impossible. Because it's impossible to reach Tuat in the spirit realm, correct? It's not exactly impossible. One can make it to the spirit dragon via the astral sea at the dawn of the dying moon. That's in 5 days, right? Yes, but worry not. To reach such a specific location within the astral realm, very specific rituals are necessary, and Gaia's portal to Cassiopeia is indispensable. Said portal is located in and safely protected by the Aperture, the stronghold of the Order of Starlight, and its rituals must be performed with outstanding accuracy to withstand the treacherous astral currents. Only the highest-ranking members of the Order are privy to this knowledge, and I guarantee you all of us would rather die than aid the destruction of this world. If the rest of them are half as stubborn as you, I think we're well protected. Exactly. That's good then. The rest is worse. What's bad is that we don't know who's behind this, or why, by the dragons and the endless horizon, anyone would desire something so vile. I can already sense your next quest. But can I offer you a drink first? Your throat must be dry from all that exposition. I wouldn't say no to a drink. Perhaps something that will keep my mind intact, defended from lunacy. I feel like I'm going mad. Say no more. Alright. She wants brain juice, I see. Last whisper. Scary. A skull in it. The last whisper stealths itself into your heart, provides a boost to strength and speed, and has tough, if somewhat bitter, aftertaste that will awaken your senses. Sometimes all you need is the right balance between elegance and brute force, and the correct translation of an ancient recipe. Alright, let's do... Steel tonic. That sounds good. A little steel tonic for your nose. Maybe this one? This. Yeah. Woohoo! A delicious defense against the absurdity of evil plots. Thank you. This makes me feel a little less conspiratorial. Conspiratorial. I needed a breather. You know what else would make for a great breather? Fable's barbecue. Exactly! You're right. That would be quite pleasant right now. I hate to be the bearer of bad news, but I don't think the barbecue is happening today. Fable hasn't returned from their quest yet. Oh. What quest are they on? Finding Melina? But we just saw Melly on our way here. Perhaps they found another quest while out. Heroism can be infectious like that. Innkeep, what kind of drinks did you mix them? None. Huh? Maybe we should go look for them. Maybe so. Please do. Don't? No one has seen them in days. And the last thing I said to them, I'd hate for those words to stay the last. Please help me find them. Of course. I'm sure they could slay any monster without us, but some extra hands couldn't hurt. But you'll have to deliver your apologies yourself. I'll slay that beast when it comes to it. Very well. But first we must solve our urgent sigil problem. I feel like we're missing one piece. Oh my god! He still has the slime. A piece of what? Cake? I'd like to order my usual cake, innkeeper. I don't serve cake. Never have. Oh! Maybe you should. Another delicious delicacy would be. And still no blood. Oh. The sorrow I'm feeling almost equals the grief I felt after the vampire glitter competition of 1389. The one piece is real! Oh? I had run out of glitter. I could serve you one of my usual drinks to alleviate some of that heartache. That would be splendid. I'd like something to enhance my immortal strength. No shopping bag shall hold me back today. I'll see what I can do. Ooh, one piece. Piece. He wants to be strong. I will give him strength. I will give him the power. Southern Brawler. Doop. 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 Doo-doo. Ababum. Beautiful. Sold! Do we ever get paid, like, actual money, do you think? Because usually they trade us, like, stories. Here, with all the strength of a raging fire. Thank you, dear innkeeper. Ah! This thing! And you keep targeting it in a place where I can't see it immediately. Sneaky little fellow. My blood is boiling with euphoria. And any particular reason for your shopping trip? A very particular one, dear innkeeper. It is a matter of life and death. I must head out to purchase this wondrous sustenance known as comfort food immediately. Is that sugar? Congrats on your sugar! Do you know what comfort food is? I haven't the slightest idea. But it is rumored to restore you mortals back to full health. Thank you for the like pride! I'm afraid Rhea will perish should she not receive it.
Pocket sand!
That sounds serious. Has she fallen ill? A fatal case of something she called being in the zone. I assume it's highly dangerous. She's refusing to move away from her drawing board for over a year now. She even threw me out of the room upstairs when I offered her a blood pellet snack. How will her body handle yet another year without food? I have some good news for you. Rhea hasn't been sketching for a year. You guys checked in yesterday. How fortunate! And as for your legendary item, you should ask her about it. Generally, everyone has a different idea of what they consider comfort food. How wondrous. Though something tells me you should give her some time before you go back upstairs to ask. Why? Call it intuition. I don't think intuition is a very good name, innkeeper. Want to help me find a better one? Of course! I'll think of one before the next 80 years are up. Thank you. I shall remain for a while. And once I have acquired the correct comfort food, I will make sure my friend eats every last bite. Like a vampiric mother hen to her vampiric chick. I didn't know there were vampire chickens. There aren't. Do you know that for certain? Yes. I could have sworn the ones at my family's estate had fangs. Chickens can't develop teeth. And here I thought we were comrades in blood hunger. Chickens are still very fascinating all on their own. Did you know they have very colorful dreams? Oh, that's nice. I once helped a wild hen with a dream journal. I'll introduce you to sometimes. My favorite thing about chickens is they purr when they're happy. What charming creatures. The more I learn, the more they remind me of vampires. So simple, sweet, and ferocious, yet their origin harbors one of the greatest mysteries of life. What came first, the chicken or the egg? The egg. The egg. I'm not gonna weigh in. I am intellectually withdrawing myself from this conversation. But unlike this unsolved mystery, I do know how vampires were created. Huh? Would you mind elaborating? Weren't you intellectually withdrawing? As a cleric of Cassiopeia, humility is a lifelong object that I strive towards. As such, I must admit when I need to concede words spoken in haste, which would be now, I suppose. Please, Kyle, if you wouldn't mind expanding on what you just said. Certainly. It must have been over 5 centuries ago when a scholar stole some of the immortal blood of the dragons. The scholar offered it to Queen Annabeth, who would become the vampire's monarch. I've never heard of Queen Annabeth. I think that was just the plot of a really challenging board game, Kyle. Oh, you're right. So then, Mike was real after all? Mike? Yes, it's all coming back to me now. The first vampire that walked this world was the infamous Mike Yao. But most of us call him Mike. He had very close connection to the spirit dragon and his domain. Eventually, Mike struck a deal with Tot. In exchange for guarding the dragon's realm, he would get to live forever. But that didn't work out, I guess. Old Mike didn't read the fine print. The spirit dragon turned out to be a trickster. Twat turned him into a new form of an undead creature, invulnerable to age and disease, but still weak to the blade.
Welcome back!
Blood was the only thing he could stomach to consume, and with time even sunlight became intolerable. Mike was no longer welcome among the living, but the dead didn't want him either. And that's how the first vampire was created. Fascinating. There is so little known about the spirit dragon and his realm. Kyle, just how much do you possess knowledge that's considered ancient by today's standard? What knowledge? The knowledge you just told us about. I stumbled upon it in a grimoire I bought the other day at the local bookstore. Nope, that was the vampire romance book Lynn recommended to you. Try again. But of course, dear Evelyn was such a historic fanatic. History fanatic. How could I not pick up a few stories? That one was one of her favorites. I still dream of her deathly beautiful countenance as she narrated the tales until the intruders stopped screaming. She always told the story of our progenitor Mike so softly. She would cradle a vial of his blood, and her tone would turn so reverent. A secret to share with just me, she would say. Uh-oh. I didn't mean to break the last oath between us as well. I'm sure we can help you keep this a secret, right? A secret between new friends! If secrecy is how we can repay you for sharing this with us, then so it be it. Since you seem to have been very close to her, I wanted to let you know. We traveled past Marrow Castle on our way back. It looked awfully damaged. The destruction looked so fresh. If only we had passed by earlier. Clay even spotted a heavily armored silhouette a short distance away from what remained of the castle walls. Huh? We hurried over as quickly as possible, but the shadow was gone by the time we got there. As it was, only rubble remained. Was my dear Evelyn unharmed? We don't know. The castle looked abandoned, like a ruin. My Evelyn, what horrid fen could have inflicted such damage? She must have fought back fiercely. May her opponents suffer twice the damage they inflicted upon her. What I wouldn't give to know her safe. I think I need to go ask Rhea about her comfort food. Aw. Ooh. Let's give him some time to come to terms with what he just learned. Ooh, my ear is hurt. They're meeting him! Scully! The archivist! Greetings, brave adventurers. Great morrow, innkeeper. There seems to be a few more bones than usual with you, Scully. You observed correctly, my friend. They are wonderful parting gifts, are they? Aren't they? Is that like a cup? Or are those his pants?
Sure are.
Care to bring me up to speed, Lynn? That explains woefully little, Scully. I'm afraid I'll need a better explanation than that. And you shall not be disappointed, my friend. You must excuse me. All this enthusiasm is just bouncing around in my skull. Let us
know when it hits a corner.
I will try to compose myself. This tale deserves the cracking of every last one of my rhetorical knuckles. Let us recount their tale properly, Dame Carolyn.
Hang on. I think I could go for one of your drinks first.
That can be arranged.
Something to keep my strength up. I didn't get to flex my muscles during our quest.
Thank you, Margaritas. Persona 5 Royale, nice! You are awesome! Believe you do so.
What the heck?
Mara for short.
That's the cutest little message ever. How do you have... It looks like each person has a different message. You are awesome, but different emotes. Believe in yourself, you gotta believe. It's like a sudden cheer for my well-being.
Thank you so much for the raid. I hope you had a wonderful time playing Persona 5 Royale.
A bunch of them posted, "Aw, that's so cute. Aw, what a good idea." I hope you believe in yourself. Nothing is impossible. Ash, when you say it, it seems so foreboding for some reason.
Welcome in. My name is Nono Noelle. Today we're playing Tavern Talk. We're pretty far into it. I'm hoping I can finish it today, but this game is massive. There is so much content in it, like story-wise. I have like 40... I guess now it's probably like 49 hours. 49 hours of playing this on stream. And there's one more act left. It's crazy. It's really fun. The stories are so nice. It's got a variety of motivational messages to choose from. It's really cute. Aww, that's so sweet. What a fun thing.
Everyone, you should go check out Mari. Or Mar. Mar. Mr. Mar. Ellie, look at your little icon. Aw, cute! Yeah, it's kind of like... It's like... Coffee Talk. Or if you know Valhalla, where you make drinks and you talk to your customers. It's like that. So it's mostly like a visual novel, but you also get to make drinks. And your drinks influence their choices. But I don't know how that influences the story, because I haven't really looked into it. But it seems like there's different ways that each story can wind up. Like, sometimes when they're about to go on a quest... You love Valhalla! I love Valhalla too. When they're going on a quest, you can decide which tactic they'll choose based on what drink you make. Like, are they going to be strong or are they going to be stealthy? And then depending on which drink you make, seems to influence what happens on their quest. So when they come back, they tell you something that feels like it's been influenced because of your drink. So I think there is different stories that can take place, but I have to look more into that. What is Narvana? Narvana. I think someone followed me. Thank you for the follow! If I missed you. This raid gave me an excuse to open my Dunkaroos. I have some Dunkaroos with me. There's a sequel? Wait, no way! It's been put on hold? Oh. Nirvana. Nirvana. Cyberpunk bartender action. Oh my goodness. It looks a little different. Been announced, but yeah, on hold. For so long, it's basically a joke. Aww. That's sad. Now I can feel the torment of waiting for it too! Yippee! Yahoo! I'll spread this knowledge with other people. Don't worry, I won't let you guys down. Not more visual novels I still need to play. But please make yourself comfortable. I'm just... Mostly this is reading, so... I try to voice act with them, so... Have a rest. Sit back. Have a rest. Sit back and relax. Or go to bed if you've been working hard. It's on hiatus. At least until the devs finish the current game they're working on. Whoa. Yeah, voice acting. I do that too. I try my hardest. I want to be good at voice acting, but I haven't had any like actual professional training before. So I'm just making up voices. All right. I'm a self-proclaimed voice actor. A self-proclaimed voice actor trainee. How about that? Okay, Silver, have fun consuming your brain-dead media. I understand how that is. Sweet dreams! I hope you find something that captures your attention. Recently, I've been reintroduced to horse hoof cleaning. I used to be really, really into those. And just the other day, it showed up on my shorts again, and I was like, ah, yes, the classic horse cleaning. Horse hoof cleaning. Good stuff, good stuff. Alright, let's keep going.
A good one might net you a story.
No pressure, Lynn. Alright. What do you want? Cursed coffee! Heck yeah, let's do some cursed coffee. Something that'll boost your strength and speed. Okay, we don't need any charisma for this. Oh, wait. I already messed up! 1, 2.
Woo! Have some cursed coffee, Lynn.
A great drink for a great story.
Aren't you lucky?
I'd like to think luck has nothing to do with it.
Perhaps it's not.
I might have something else to cheer you up.
Oh?
Melly's back.
Oh!
Relieved?
Like a great sword's been lifted off my shoulders. Is she alright?
Yes. Though you might prefer to see her for yourself. She and Dave left me their address to give to you.
Who?
You know them.
Right, got it. Only one person would fit such an uninspired name. They better have apologized to Melly or else.
You'll have to find out the details for yourself. Just don't keep them waiting for too long.
Don't need to tell me that. Fable isn't back then?
No.
Sure aren't taking their time.
Feel like looking for them yet?
No, they're capable. Just my patience is starting to wear thin.
You had some to begin with?
You're pretty chatty for someone with thin great sword distance.
Right. Can I interest you to one of my drinks as well, Scully? With an offer like that, my friend, how can a skeleton say no? Perhaps something to enhance my aura. I would like to do the proclamation of this tale proper justice. Charisma? I knew it was charisma. Let's give you a spoken heart. Because spoken hearts speak from the heart. And even though Scully is a skeleton without a heart, I feel like he has one anyways. Can I just straight up feed him? How come I never realized I could do that? He's so happy. Look at his little tail wagging. I have to give him a little bit of everything so it evens out. There we go. Definitely not wasting any ingredients. Please enjoy. Oh my. They say manners maketh man, but this drink alone has invigorated my plenty. Oh, I can... How do I do? Peter bit me. Charlie bit me. I can almost feel the warmth of flesh on my bones again. A pleasure to be of service?
Our quest was confusing. Inspiring.
My favorite flavor of quest.
Not enough fighting, in my opinion. Felt like my muscles were wasting away and back here.
But the most important muscles of all received a superb workout. The brain. Metaphorically for me, of course. He only blinks with one eye. Sometimes. Maybe he's winking? I've been wondering about that, actually.
No. We're not even gonna get started on that topic.
I do have to agree, my friend. Let's not get distracted. Though I would be delighted to share my theories with you, Innkeeper. Let me know when you have an hour to spare, or 5. Now back to the task at hand.
Started by making our way westward, though our progress was slow.
Any complications? Yes, quite a few. Oh my god, he turned to face me. That's scary. Before embarking on this journey, I was woefully ignorant about the plight of the Phaeocian farmers, the less than ideal weather conditions, the flood that ruined a lot of crops, and now this pesky undead problem. I was stricken with empathy for their struggles. The least we could have done was offer up our means of transportation for any soul looking for a better life further north.
So we switched carriages 3 times. By the 3rd time we had gotten so far off course, it took us a whole day just to get back on track, on foot.
But once our hike was over, we did get to spend a wonderful afternoon with Dame Carolyn's cousin, Lady Danica.
That was nice, I guess.
The cousin with the undead snail problem, yes? Did you manage to liven up that garden for her?
Sure did. Just had to set down some cabbage to lead them somewhere we wouldn't be damaging any crops, and
with just one magnificent strike, truly a sight to behold.
It was just some undead snails. No need to have gotten so excited.
To match the excitement, Lady Danica served us some positively delightful cups of tea. Better than any accompanying finger sandwiches were some new facts I had gleaned from observing the snails. Even lacking souls, they displayed some pack behavior. They acted nothing like real animals, of course, but somehow I was struck by their empathy for their plight, to unconsciously seek out a manner of instructional action, despite the lack of everything to grant them a conscious objective. Is there more transparent yearning for purpose than that? My apologies. It appears what they say about old age is true. You can't help but philosophize. And you couldn't help but relate?
In a way.
One can't help but wonder whether any choice I make is truly my own or just a post-mortem reflex of these old bones. Perhaps even my thirst for knowledge. And yet your enjoyment of it seems genuine. Truly, Innkeeper, you have a way with words. Just lots of experience. Though that may be, my worries seem rather foolish now. I count myself as quite fortuitous, that despite all my memory lacks, I can delight in learning it all again. Does it really matter where such an urge comes from? Anyhow, my apologies, Dame Carolyn. I completely derailed our epic tale. Allow me to make it up by continuing post-haste. We departed after the lovely cup of tea and finally headed for the Pale Woods. Lady Danica provided us with a cart and a trusty steed, a cow with the most lovely temperament.
Her name is Lezolet.
Lezolet? I made sure to greet the gentleman that passed us on our way to the woods. What magnificent shadow armor he was wearing. Something about it felt oddly familiar. The people who destroyed the castle! Perhaps it was only my hope that we would look just as gallant after our quest. Lizelet valiantly took us to the edge of the forest where maliciousness permeated the very air we breathed.
What he means is it stunk really bad. We left Lizelet there, sparing her the stench seemed like the right thing to do.
And forth we ventured.
Didn't take a long time to find what we were looking for. The place was crawling with them, which also explained the smell.
For some reason, the miasma didn't seem to bother me much. Most respectfully, you don't have a nose.
Oh, of course! Anyway,
there was a valuable, veritable horde before us. An army of undead creatures shambling their way through the forest.
One nod tree at a time.
They were awfully interested in those trees, it's true.
I was itching to tear into them. But remembering the plan, I stepped back with a hand on my great sword.
The crucial part of a successful negotiation is that you don't go into it blind, and so we observed. The undead creatures were displaying similar patterns to those snails. They weren't just stumbling around senselessly. They seemed to be following a pack leader. A representative! That simplified things considerably. My first course of action was clear. I let Dame Carolyn know of my intentions.
Seemed reasonable enough.
While I circled the group to get the leader at the front, she remained hidden in the shadows of the thicket. I walked up to the leader, another skeleton, making sure I displayed an open and respectful disposition. I suppose they were not open and respectful in return?
Nope. Before I could even react, the skeleton had bitten down on Scully's arm.
Agony! Is what I would have said if I hadn't been protected by my frost armor and your excellent drink mixing skills. I love that. Agony reminds me of the song Agony, which is my favorite song. Always glad to hear my drinks are protecting my clients on their quests. My friends, your drinks are astonishingly potent. Maybe too potent. Wait, from what? Night in the woods. Night in the woods? Wait, what's the woods? The woods? Something in the woods. To the woods. Into the woods! Yes, not night in the woods. Agony! Classic. As soon as the undead creature bit down, their teeth shattered upon impact. The leader recoiled immediately. All the others surrounding us froze. The leader fell into the ground, cradling their face with their hands. Curiously, when they regained composure, their expression was filled with joy.
Still no idea how you can read an expression on a skull.
They were actually quite expressive for a skeleton. Skeletons definitely do have expressions. You just have to get used to looking a little harder for them.
Now you're just pulling my paw.
I have no problem reading Scully's expressions. He has a beautiful smile. Now you're just making me... Oh, now you're just making me blush, you rascal.
Let's move on.
The teeth shattering was quite worrying. It made me re-examine the bite marks on the trees all around us. Peculiarly, the bite marks here were quite a bit more shallow than what we had seen in other parts of the forest. Which means... all those undead creatures had severe dental issues. The leader was so happy because the frost armor's chill was dulling their pain. Oh. The others' teeth were also in truly poor condition. And looking at their behavior, that seemed to be causing them severe pain. Coupled with their hunger for trees, it became a never-ending cycle of suffering. It should have never gotten so bad. I asked them why they hadn't reported the issue to their necromancer. It was clearly starting to impact the fulfillment of their objective.
That got him real heated. They tried to rip Scully apart again.
But Dame Carolyn skillfully resolved the situation with a bit of intimidation. It turns out they didn't even have dental.
Carolyn? I'm with Scully on this one. They had no benefits, nothing. They were just expecting to be quiet and follow orders. That doesn't sound right to me. It's a scam, that's what it is.
No sick leave, no compensation, no PTO.
They didn't want to hear it.
We're doing what we love. We don't need any fancy benefits. But you should have seen the state they were in. They couldn't even take a proper chomp out of the tree's outer bark anymore. What would happen when their teeth deteriorated even further? Their necromancer would replace them with another undead creature in a heartbeat.
That was when Scully really got to him, I think.
The words were just pouring out of my mouth, and I was elated they were the right ones.
The light reflecting off the frost armor really dazzled him, too.
Any skeleton worth their calcium should be able to acquire such armor. They needn't to be bound by such neglectful necromancer. My apologies. It appears I somewhat lost my composure just now. You might soon be contacted to host the first UFU gathering, Innkeeper.
Union for the Undead.
UFU 1755. Never forget your roots. They're welcome to visit any time. I think they'd really want to improve their situation. Most respectably, they promised to leave the Pale Woods alone as well. One of the UFU's goals is to find more sustainable way to deal with their obsession eventually.
They're headed for their necromancer now. There are a bunch of demands to settle.
They graced us with a great dealing of parting gifts before we left. We got the hullocks that broke off of one of them when they attacked Dame Carolyn. Their leader gave me the teeth we couldn't put back into their skull. Oh, and this eyeball. I'm overjoyed we managed to resolve our quest in a peaceful manner.
Can't deny your resolution was pretty effective.
Good to know you're both happy with how it ended. Those are the outcomes I most enjoy hearing about from my patrons.
Oh! But
we did get you something as well, innkeeper.
Right. Here.
What is it?
The tree looked really chewed on and dead, but the berries seemed like they were thriving. They're the ones Elfie was going on about. Not like they're here to appreciate him now, so I guess you can have him. Just set some aside to make Fable a drink when they're back.
Sounds fair. Ooh, ghost berries.
Also, while I was plucking the berries, the spirits of the trees gave us a little keepsake, because they were so glad we stopped all the gnawing.
Gnawing. Sadly, I don't have any more storage space left in my hat, so I wanted you to have it as well. Now we can always indulge in sweet memories whenever we visit. Where is it? Where is it? I want to see it. Is it this? No. Where is it? I think I know just the place for it. Thank you very much.
Scully, you ever thought of becoming an advocate for this kind of stuff? Not that I can usually stand him, but you seem to really care about this.
Oh no, I'm but a mere heap of bones here to learn all I can. But it is a gentleman's way to speak out when evil is committed in front of you. So I don't suppose I will stop doing that anytime soon.
Sounds good to me.
I still wondered what those undead creatures were doing there.
No idea. We didn't ask. Hunger? Seemed to be headed north before we talked to him.
Maybe they were searching for more trees? The Pale Woods is one of the largest forests in Phoeocia.
What happened today?
I don't see a reason for them to leave the area before it was barren.
Unless they were ordered to. Don't they typically come with a necromancer attached?
You don't suppose that gentleman we encountered outside the woods could have been that very necromancer? I don't think farmers wear armor like what you described. Oh, if I had known what a dastardly negligent necromancer they were, I would have never offered that greeting.
Just realized where they could have been heading. It's true that there aren't many woods around here that compare to the Pale Woods, but that giant root in the capital must look pretty good to some tree-obsessed undead. There might be tons more headed there even now.
Ah, indeed.
Yo, you know you got friend groups, right? Today we were kicking someone out.
What the?
You kicked someone out of your friend group?
That's so sad. Drama. I'm having a Dunkaroo break. Ew! Weirdo? What a weirdo. Yeah, he deserves to be kicked out of your friend group. Just to clarify, you believe hordes of undead creatures are marching towards the capital?
Well, towards the roots would be my guess.
Oh, she! What the? I see. They're headed towards Themis, to gnaw at the divine roots, as if to fell the ether tree? Precisely. Not that such an action alone could destroy the whole thing, but it would certainly do some damage.
What in the... are you talking about?
As I just stated, someone is trying to destroy the Aether Tree. The star fell, the primordial flood, even the interplanar portals. It's all part of a big plot. Was that not clear?
No.
Oh my, that's awful!
And insane if true. Is it working?
Unfortunately so. Or do you see the stars in the night sky?
I mean, there's one. There used to be more. And we don't know who's behind it yet either.
Well, Carolyn, Mr. Scully, the gentle person you greeted outside of the woods, you thought he might be a necromancer.
He certainly bore the armor. He certainly bore the armor of one.
He seemed like he wanted to kill everyone.
Not particularly. Though it can't be hard to tell sometimes. Politeness and the desire for homicide aren't necessarily mutually exclusive.
Necromancers resurrect dead things to make undead creatures.
Indeed they do.
So, Scully, you were resurrected, right? Do you remember anything about it?
Well, I admit, at first I recalled very little from the start of my new life. I mostly stumbled around trying to remember my manners. But my memories, or rather the memories of my body, which I suppose are also my memories, have been getting clearer lately. Let me try to focus my thoughts, I believe I awakened in the archives, in the Everbloom. The Everbloom? Did you encounter any bleak stalkers? Why, I did indeed. They seemed very hungry for my bones. Such interesting creatures. They reminded me of the old intellect wombats. Do those beasts still roam in Phaeocia? No. What are intellect wombats? By next week, she's gonna be gone, and if everyone tries justifying that is leaving too.
Good. Surround yourself with good people.
Priorities, Tia. Scully, who woke you up? A gentleman of fine age. I believe he was there to do...
He resurrected Scully to find out how to destroy the Ether Tree! And took notes! That...
I remember candles held over notes scribbled on paper, ink stains on fingertips. He must have found me near my friend's study. I remember I was looking for her when, after I woke, I simply left. How rude and inquisitive of me. I should have asked what he was researching. I could have helped. Be glad you did not aid him. We found his notes. They spoke of the destruction of the universe.
Did the guy from the woods remind you of the one in the archives?
Now that you mention it, I wasn't conscious enough to recognize faces when I rose, but I knew that armor looked familiar. I think I saw it when I first reopened my eyes. Metaphorically, of course. I no longer have eyelids. A necromancer is behind all this? Is he trying to break the sigils just to get to Tot, the spirit dragon in the realm of the death? Sigils? Are you perchance speaking of the sigils of Alcahaste? My friend was researching them once. I always thought them a wild figment of her imagination. Seems like they're not, unfortunately.
Do necromancers usually want to destroy Tot?
What? No, but they do defy his laws of life and death. Perhaps he craves access to all the spirits, all the souls in the spirit dragon guards, or he plans to destroy death once and for all with his preservations. But my dears, to destroy Tuat, one must find him first. That in itself would be quite the impossible task, no? Not exactly. The spirit realm is well protected, but there are ways to get to him.
And you killed Death?
I don't know, but merely attempting it sounds disastrous. Miss Anwar, Miss Moore Tuat is the god of death. No matter how insane the necromancer, no one could possess a weapon powerful enough to fight a god. Only weapons made by dragons can harm them. We all know this. You mean like Ur's great axe? Bro, it's all coming together. This is insane. A weapon forged by the dragons, for the dragons, by the dragons, meant only for their claws. The axe. It could certainly cut through the barrier between
the astral sea in the upper world, if not through Tot himself. Would stealing an axe from a dragon count as a sigil?
Alright, you lost me again.
I talked about this already. Keep up. I'll explain later. It might count as a sigil if it awakens Ur or damages their plane. Ur should not be awakened under any circumstances, nor should their legendary weapon fall into the hands of a mere mortal. My, this is quite concerning. I'm there with you. I wouldn't worry about it too much. This seems like too insane of a plot, even for some big bad evil guy. They always seem to be reaching for new heights in their dastardly schemes. If we are correct, this one plans to steal Ur's weapon, break the sigil, and destroy Tuat. Dragons be with us. What about the undead creatures marching towards the capital? They must be a distraction, a way to keep anyone who would interfere off his back. Quite the dangerous distraction, if you ask me.
Those poor husks shouldn't be snacking away at those roots either, should they?
No.
And those sigils of alcohol zest you keep talking about could do what? Destroy the tree?
The spirit realm rests above all others in the canopy of our world. If what we believe to be this monster's plan succeeds, it will collapse down onto the rest of the ether tree. Either. Not only would that free all dead souls, it would destroy the tree, our home, our cosmos, and everything below it. It would destroy our world as we know it. Not to mention, Tuat might die. Don't think I have to explain to you why death dying would be a bad thing. Once again, can he die?
Wouldn't risk it.
Oh, I believe this plot of his has to be limited somewhat, no? Perhaps to the transitional period between the astral moon and the dying moon? Only then the veil between Cassiopeia and Tuat be thin enough for a ritual of such magnitude to succeed. Wait, what you mean is this can only happen the night between the 35th of Cassiopeia and the 1st of Tuat. So it can only work in 4 days, or next year. Precisely. I guess you can't have a ritual without unnecessarily complicated rules. It is common courtesy. Clay, I've been wondering. Remember that man we saw on our way back near Morrow Castle? Yes, do you think he might have been the same guy? I do. Strange armor sounds familiar, and does the convenient proximity to destruction. And more so, that blood of the first vampire Kyle spoke of. Part of the ritual to safely... Didn't? I thought someone stole it. Doesn't Dave have it? Didn't Dave steal it because it looked cool? I feel like he did. Part of the ritual to safely traverse the astral sea involves having an associated anchor for your destination. To find Tuat, you need something connected to him. Like the blood of a vampire eternally bound to him? Yes, maybe our villain got his hands on it. Perhaps he knows more of Cassiopeia than I anticipated.
All this out of context. Brr. It's giving me a headache. Innkeep, got another drink to spare to help with all this mess? Something powerful enough to get me through this?
Anything for you, Lynn. I love stories like this, where it's like a bunch of separate stories that are connected in the fact that they're from the same world, but then slowly they start coming together, and then it all makes sense. It's so good. It's so delicious. We need some sailor's courage here. Little pepper. Oh, I'm getting worked up. I'm getting sweaty. Ooh, a lantern! Congrats on your snack. I hope you enjoy it. Oh, that's not what I wanted, but... Is this not it? Oh, no, it isn't. There we go. Let me take off my... Oh!
Hello.
Oh my god, I'm so hot. This game is making me crazy.
I think you just put parts of my sanity back together. Thanks a lot.
Anytime.
So, this madman, if he can get the axe, he can't kill. If he can't get the axe, he can't kill the spirit dragon, right?
Correct.
Great. Let's stop him from getting the axe then.
Right idea!
I know. Now, how do we do that?
Well, first the necromancer needs to find it. For that, he'd have to get to Ur's realm. Thanks to the portals, that is entirely within the realm of possibility. One would simply have to journey through one of the portals to the Twilight Chasm and enter the endless caves through the Nightmare Realm.
Nothing easier than that.
Didn't Melly see some weird new bone waymarkers near the Twilight Chasm portal in the Moon Swamps? Could they be there to remind someone, say a necromancer, of the way to a portal?
They could.
Good. The moon pools are much easier to reach than Boreas. We should catch the necromancer before he ventures into the chasm, and most certainly before he gets the axe.
Great, let's go beat his ass.
Hold on. What if he's right? What if you don't succeed? I have faith in you, but he sounds powerful. How about a backup plan?
Hate to say it, but you're not wrong.
Thanks for looking out for us. If we don't manage to stop him from getting the weapon, we stand no chance in a fight against him. Even your divine strikes would be no match, Miss Anwar. This is true. We would need an incredibly powerful weapon to match his. They have that sword, but isn't Rhea also building a masterful weapon?
Not sure if that's enough, but I have the sword I got from my Baba.
Let me see it. This remarkable craftsmanship, infused with minor divine powers. Incredible. But I'm afraid that even this cannot rival the great axe in any capacity. Or if it was mixed with dragon fire. What? Do you happen to have such a thing on hand, young lad? Is it? Maybe it hasn't refreshed yet. That's funny. No, but I know where we can find some. The ever-burning flame in the Highlands is dragonfire. The one you wanted to see, Tia. I think now might be a good time for that. You're right. Dragonfire merged with Carolyn's blessed sword. It wouldn't be as powerful as the axe, but it might give us a fighting chance. If we had a master craftsman to forge it, that is. Rhea!
Rhea. She's a blacksmith.
She cares enough. You're right. There's no one better for the job. I'm sure she'd love to forge such a weapon. And I'm sure you can convince her of the importance, Lynn.
You got that right. Leave the blacksmith recruiting to me.
Very well. I'm sure Master Smith Frostgrip will be delighted with this opportunity. Having her on our side makes me even more confident that we can stop this necromancer's plans. I have the utmost faith in us. And I know the Aperture and its astral portal are well protected even if we should fail, though I don't believe we will, because I know I'm strong enough to best this battle, and that Clay is as well. And the others too. Yes, the others too. I'll be honest, I'm not sure if the four of you will be enough. Don't worry, there's lots of people we can ask for help. Like you. Like me? Ask away. I knew we could count on you. You collect everything we talk about, right? I try my best. Could you write us up 2 quests for all of this? I think we should split our resources so we get the backup plan going at the same time. Good idea, young man. Plus, that will give us an excuse to have your drinks help us. Not that you need an excuse, but I appreciate you following my rituals. I'll see what I can do. I should have something written up first thing in the morning. I trust in you as you trust in us. Deeply? Yes. Ah, deeply, and with the knowledge that together we are stronger. We'll see you in the morning then. He got so happy! Carolyn, come with us. We owe you a few explanations before we make you do any persuasion work for us.
Got that right. Let's go.
Cannot miss out on more possible details. I shall see you in the morning, Innkeep.
Thank you for your help. Let's save the world, alright?
Let's, Clay. Good luck. New quests. Legend has it the great sword of Ur lies hidden somewhere deep inside the subterranean caves. It's an unimaginable, powerful ever. Wait. This one? This one? This one? Hair of Dragonfire. Only a weapon forged in Dragonfire could ever dream to hold up against the legendary Great Axe of Ur. Luckily, a temple in the Highlands houses the ever-burning flame, an ancient gift from the dragons that'll come in handy right about now. And what better sword to reshape with this flame than another gift from the Realm Keepers, an heirloom passed down to Carolyn with heroism scorched into its very essence. And then this one, this one, this one? No. This one, that one. A horde of undead is approaching the capital. Their insatiable hunger for the local flora leads them to the exposed roots of the ether tree, and therefore to the capital of Thamus, since it lies nestled in the safety of the roots. This is a mere distraction, so the necromancer can fulfill his true plan, but the undead still must be stopped before they hunger for fresh flesh once more. I knew it, there was one more. Wait. This one? The Twilight Chase. World calamity is imminent, but there is one last way to save it. I love how this world chaos calamity is imminent, and I'm gonna post it on my bar wall. That is where I'm putting this. Hope someone will see it and take the quest. Yeah. The only weapon strong enough to harm Twat and the Ether Tree is the legendary Great Axe of Ur, and the personification evil wants it desperately. But first, he must make it through the Twilight Chasm, and for that he needs a portal. Sounds like a good location to stop him, right? I like my one note there about crepes. I swear that Dave took the blood vial. He took something that was so precious, right? What was it though? He said he saw this thing and it was trapped in this place. It was trapped in some box and it looked really important, so he took it. The trio. Oh, she was convinced. Good morning. Slept well?
Greeting ain't gonna do it, Innkeep. Give me your best lines, I'll hear 'em all today.
Top of the morning to you, adventurers.
Go on.
Peace and contentment be upon you, travelers. Sweet water and good berries, friends?
All right, enough.
You seem to be in high spirits.
Not often you get the chance to work on the project of a lifetime.
I'm glad you're so passionate about this. Hope you didn't give Lynn too hard of a time convincing you.
Nah. Once I mentioned Dragonfire, it would have been harder to stop her from going on that quest. It was just tough to find her. Didn't take you for a nighttime soup enjoyer. I'm not, usually. I can be persuaded, though, with the right soup and company.
Aw, comfort food! He found it! I assume your quest for comfort food turned out successful? Not at all. It was thwarted by the shadow of night. Dearest Rhea promised we shall endeavor to make shortbread another day when the sun is high in the sky and the stores are open.
I'll need to make that sword first. Did Carolyn update you on what's at stake?
Sure did.
Oh, sigils of the alcoholic zest won't know what hit 'em when they see my newly forged weapon.
It's sigils of Alka-haste. Gesundheit! So I assume you've worked out a game plan?
More or less. Not like we've got a lot of info in that quest of yours.
I'm sorry.
Aye, you worked with what ye had. We'll manage. Though that ever-burning flame of Leviathan sounds more like a myth than something real.
Sounds exactly like something you need for a mythical weapon capable of saving the world.
Ha! Still, are ye sure you're okay with reforging your soul for this car?
Yes, it's the right thing to do.
That wasn't what I was asking about. Believe me, I know a thing or two about the importance of a heirloom.
It's fine. It's just... I wonder if I'll still feel the same connection to my Baba when I look at the sword afterwards. Eventually everything she gazed at in life will be gone. Don't you think she'd like looking at the sword of Carolyn the hero? That has quite a wonderful ring to it.
No, your grandma, but reforging that sword with Dragonfire to save the world, I think she would have been mighty proud of ye. And I'll make sure that weapon is the best anyone's swung this side of the ether tree.
You have a competition to win after all.
Exactly. I've been thinking all night about what techniques to use. The design ain't exactly final, but I'll finish it during our trip to the Highlands if I'm fast enough.
Rhea, are you doing okay?
You never heard of giving someone time to think.
You seem to be putting a lot of pressure on yourself.
This can't be some simple run-of-the-mill weapon. And there's so much to decide before starting the forging process. Hitting, quenching, tapering.
And the 5 Verican heat treatment techniques.
And the 5 wait. That could actually work. I'm surprised you still remember those.
Certainly, you were very passionate about the method. Aww. He loves Rhea so much. It's so cute.
I'm just stoked to get a weapon made by you, Rhea. If it's you, I know my Baba's sword is in good hands.
You seem to have the forging part covered. Anything planned for the rest of the quest?
Right. Since we don't really know much about who or what might be guarding the flame, we're taking Hex along. Should we encounter any defenses of the magical sort. As for how to get to the Highlands, Clay and Tia couldn't come along, so let's hope Baya is up for helping us with her tree travel thing.
Aww. Seems like you've got your bases covered. You as the main fighter, Rhea as the craftsmaster, Hex and Baya as a magical sport, Kyle as... I'm afraid I won't be able to fill a role this time, Innkeeper. I tried to distract myself, but the mere thought of dear Evelyn hurt and alone, or worse. It struck me with a torment strong enough to make even this undead heart bleed with worry. No matter what transpired between us, all I craved was to know her safe. But to allow my dear friends to march into danger alone was no less distressing.
He was almost inconsolable the entire evening.
I didn't want to choose one side, only to lose the other forever.
That's when I slammed my empty bowl of soup down on the table between us. We weren't going off and we weren't gonna go off and die just because he took his eyes off us for a few days.
And yet that very fate had struck me several times in the past.
I said, well, taught be damned if ye never get to see me master weapon. Doesn't matter if I have to chew my way through that tree myself, or the dead have a taste for bark anyways.
It was as if those words washed away most of the anguish that was ailing my soul. Surely it was time to believe in the future, and to reconcile with the past I left behind, all for my most cherished people.
Thank you for the follow, Marys. Welcome to the carnival.
Or the tavern today. As long as I didn't forget along the way.
But we found a workaround for that.
Flashcards. I just needed to pull them out and be greeted by the wonderful cards prepared for me by Rhea and Carolyn. Even though they may be far from me. Sounds great, Kyle. There's one about you as well. I'm honored. Seems like you thought of everything then.
Hopefully. Some help from your drinks would be mighty appreciated nonetheless.
Anything particular in mind?
I'm doing wonderful. How are you doing?
I was hoping I could finish this game today, but it's already been 2 hours and I'm still not done the third act, so we'll see, I guess. Some fire resistance seems like it'd come in pretty handy. Not looking like it.
That does sound reasonable. We could focus on agility if we're already going that direction. Don't think we want to take whatever traps we run into head on. And add some strength as well, for anything we can't avoid. That and the fire resistance should definitely help with forging the weapon as well.
Though, that gooseberry I brought you yesterday,
it wouldn't mind some invisibility either. Might give us some imaginative ways to deal with whatever challenge we end up facing. Concentrating on intelligence to take full advantage of that sounds like a good option too.
X would like that, I bet.
Knowing him, there's an equal chance of his ideas going right or horribly wrong.
Doing good. Been playing Cult of the Lamb. I need to restart that game. I was just talking about that yesterday, actually. Because I played it when it first came out, but I really wanted to play more with the Twitch people, and... Oh no! What the heck? That sucks. What kind of ad is so loud that it does that? I wanted to play a lot with my Twitch chat, but at the time, I was very new. So I didn't really have regulars. So nobody really played with me. Concord. I'll take note to never interact with that game, just because it hurt your ears.
If things go south. We'll need the charm to talk our way out of anything.
And this way, dear Evelyn will be stunned by my most captivating entrance.
Sounds decent. Some intelligence could also help with figuring out those techniques you mentioned. My design, I guess. All right, Innkeep, you look like you're bursting to help us with this decision. Is it gonna be dexterity with some strength as backup and fire resistance, or should we approach this with intelligence, a small dose of charisma in case things really go wrong, and some handy invisibility?
What are you gonna need invisibility for? Well, if you're asking me. You can't do another character? That's horrible! I guess you could always, like, rename a character after you, but it won't be, like, directly connected to your Twitch username. Alright, we're gonna do the fire-resistant one because I don't know why you wouldn't. You know what I mean? Last Whisper! Heck yeah. Okay, so Last Whisper with... some... I wouldn't look like a little fart anymore. Right, there's so many more designs now too. I forgot about that. Alright, we need the fire. Fire. Phoenix chili. It makes you less smart. Last whisper. That is what we need, right? One strength, but lots of dexterity. Yes. And fire resistance. There are a lot of unknown factors here, and talking things out can only work if the other party can talk. Plus, that fire resistance seems crucial.
That was a mighty fine drink. I feel like I could forge the weapon in one of Leviathan's volcanoes. And I sure feel a bit calmer knowing I can rely on my strength if it comes down to it. And with that, we're off to the islands. Me and Kyle are gonna go grab Hex before I let him go check on his ex-wife. You go get Baya? Sure. Good. All right, that's it, Innkeep. One last line for good luck. Make it count.
Mind the creaky steps on your way out.
Fair. Fare thee well, dear Innkeeper.
Bye-bye, guys. Oh. Huh?
Kinda weird, isn't it?
What is?
There's gonna be a battle for the fate of the world. But Elfie ain't here to worry themselves stupid about it.
Oh.
They'd have loved this, I think. Not the impending doom, but all this getting together to defeat evil stuff. Make sure to tell those guys headed to the Twilight Portal to keep an eye out for him.
I will.
Good. Suppose it's time for me to head out as well.
Stay safe, Lynn.
Always, Innkeeper.
Pooped in front of the empty? He's just like my cat. My cat had that trouble. He just poop in front of the litter box. Like, why? Innkeeper, we have returned. I can see that, Tia. I was awaiting you. Though I'm surprised to see you here, Jade. Yeah. Well, Miss Holier Than Thou dragged me along. Some blah blah about finally doing my part. I distinctly remember you expressing open interest in our plight when we were talking to Iniko. I believe you asked multiple questions that indicated your desire to help. And I remember asking how much you'd pay, and you said nothing, and I said no thanks. And yet you didn't resist coming along. Do you have a better job lined up, Jade? Not yet. Iniko and I are eyeing something, but I guess I've still got time to kill. Perhaps Iniko can help too, then. They better. Not sure if I can deal with Princess here alone. No need to deal with me. I can handle myself. I'd love to have Iniko on the team. Me too. I assume you have written us a quest, Innkeeper? I have. Take a look. Excellent work. I knew we could count on you. Let me have a look at that. We just have to catch the guy at the portal. Seems simple enough. We could even set up an ambush. We'll be sneaky if he's already there. You can sneak, big guy? I can do a lot of things. A few years back, I spent time with the Lithic Panthers who showed me how to sneak up on anybody. I just don't like doing it. Seems a bit rude, you know? No, I don't. Well, I think this situation calls for a little rudeness. Agreed, it does. And for a little more manpower. You're right, Innkeeper. We should ask Iniko for help. Also, Hex suggested taking Voy along. He's great at distractions and knows his way around the Twilight Chasm, should our quest lead into it. Okay. They're all coming together. They're all coming together. My guess is that But which party is Dave gonna be in? Dave and Melly. I don't know. Okay, I'm continuing. He's great at distractions and knows his way around the Twilight Chasm, should our quest lead into it. Apparently he has a family there, though I hope we don't need to disturb them. Anyone else? I considered a whole lot more, but Scully and Grace made a good point. Dang, they had a whole meeting! Not in the inn? Baffling. I said not everyone is battle-tested and that it'd be reckless to take inexperienced adventurers along. Like Archie. I also said we should look into more backup plans for the backup plan. I think they just wanted an excuse to do some research, to stay away from the bloodshed. Can't blame them. Melly really wanted to come too, but Dave said no. Is he coming himself? Of course. Need these two ask him before we got here. We need a good fighter, and that kid's got some talent. Hope he said goodbye properly this time. Carolyn made sure he did. Never saw a more terrified death glare in my whole life. It was very impressive. It was. So, are you finished with your questions? Actually, could you review the plan for me one more time? It's been a long couple weeks. Sure. So, listen up. We make it to the Twilight Portal by the moon pools, and we stop the big bad evil blah, 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 from going through. If we fail that, or if he's faster than us, we chase him through the Twilight Chasm into Ur. And we prevent him from getting that fancy axe. And if that fails, well, we stop him at all costs. Sounds like a good plan. While you're at it, will you keep an eye out for Fable for me? Of course! Now, Innkeeper, by the dragons and all that is holy in this world, can we count on your help again? No! Yes. What do you need? Easy. We just need to be quicker than that maniac. We should be the first to reach the portal. And we should be the first to attack him, all while dodging his counterattacks. Outspeeding him seems like the smartest option here. You're wrong. It is foolish to think his strikes won't be powerful. We need to be well protected against him, so we can take him down before he really hurts any of us. Don't be stupid. If we're fast enough, he won't even get a chance to hurt us. I'd like you to say that again when you're lying in a pool of your own blood. You noticed the worm! I'm wormed. It's just the balance that counts. We can focus on a whole lot of defense, but keep some dexterity in our back pocket. And maybe some of those fast infusion thingies could make up the difference. I could hasten you with some golden feathers or saber fangs. Right! Alternatively, you could give us a lot of dexterity instead with just a little bit of defense on top. And to make sure we don't get hurt, you could give us some of that frost armor Scully keeps talking about. Sure thing, I've got enough frozen pine cones left for that. I don't think Jade and Tia can make a decision without bloodshed, so could you help us out? Of course, I know just what to do. Clay is so smart. We're definitely doing the faster one, because I think you need to be fast against this guy. When you're you need to overwhelm, right? You have to not give them the chance to attack. So we need something really fast. You think this will work? I'm giving them all the last whisper? That's dooming. That's scary. Oh my god, I can. Just double checking. Speed, 1 shield, and ice infusion. Plus the like why would you need to work on your defense if you have the frost armor? You can never go wrong with dexterity. Plus, you'll be able to show off your cool frost armor when his blade shatters against it, or whatever. I knew you'd make the right choice, Innkeeper. There was no right choice, Jade. You both wanted the same thing in different proportions. And you chose the cooler one. Or the more reckless one. I'll wait outside. Catch up with me when you're ready to admit I was right. Right, Clay, let's go. Oh. Clay?
Are
you okay?
No, I don't think so. Are you scared?
Of what?
Of all this. Oh, the fate of the world. The fate of the world is a very heavy weight to bear, don't you think? What if someone gets hurt and I can't stop it? What if I can't protect you and the others in the world and the ferrets?
Clay, stop, please. For just a moment, just stop. I know this is scary. Truth be told, I'm scared too. My whole life has been building up to this moment. I've always been told I'm meant to save people, and if I can't, what's the point of me, you know?
You are the point. I'm glad you exist, even if you don't save anyone. You're not some mythical saver. You're my friend.
And you are mine. And I'm less afraid. I'm a little less afraid because I have you with me. You taught me how to value myself as a person, despite all the weight on my shoulders. I wish you would do the same for yourself. I promise you, together we will get through this. And we will save each other and our friends and the world and all of the ferrets. And the innkeeper while we're at it. Thank you. I appreciate being included. You're enough, Clay. And you don't have to worry that you're not. And you too, Tia. Don't think I'm excluding you. I wouldn't dream of it.
Oh. Having you two believe in me is all the strength I need. Can we still all hands on the way there so it's a little less scary?
Of course.
Aw, they all hands!
This is a combination I never see in like ships and stuff. Like the... Oh. I'm so tall. No, I'm not. Where's your bracelet, Tia? You're not wearing it. Like a big himbo, soft himbo man, and a very elegant, feisty, but not feisty, like loyal knight woman. And remember, you can never lose me. Your bracelet will always tell you exactly where I am. And if you get lost somehow, despite your impeccable sense of orientation, mine will help me find you too.
You just get lost looking.
Maybe I'd have to ask Jade for help. I do that for you.
Thank you, Tia. You're a great best friend.
Oh. So are you.
Aww.
Oh, all right then, best bud. Let's do this together. Best of luck.
We won't need it.
So cute. Grace. You must have made them some really good drinks, Innkeeper. I've never seen Clay that determined. I tried my best. I have to say, Grace, I'm surprised you're not accompanying Hex to see the ever-burning flame. Babysitting Melly?
She didn't want to stop studying the magical spells. She thinks they might help us solve all this.
I think what might help me right now is a drink. Something that'll get my thoughts flowing gracefully despite all this mess. Give me a moment. A brainer. The Silent Owl. Bear, no, not Barry. Not you either. The heck? Whoa! Let's do this one. The tooth. The tooth.
Uno, dos, tres. Uno.
Oh, no dos. No dos. Charisma? Oh, there we go. Right? A delicious thought detangler just for you. I don't think I've ever tasted a detangler as delicious as this.
You tasted detangler?
Melly, would you like a drink as well?
No, thank you. I've already had 3 hot chocolates today. I think if any more magic enters my system, I'm gonna eat the sun.
On to another topic then. I heard you formed a research team?
We did! Obviously, Grace and I are the leaders. But we also recruited Scully and Archie.
The nerds! And the baby.
Oh, and Una! And Una said she wanted to sit with us and crochet while we worked.
What a great excuse to help. She insisted we don't call it helping. Of course she does.
Rufus is helping us too. His wool is so soft it calms everyone down. I wish Dave would join us too. I guess he's busy fighting the mean guy. But he promised he'd be back soon, so...
You'd better keep that promise. What are you looking into anyway? Melly mentioned spells? Are those the ones Hex found in the tower? Yes, those ones exactly. He stayed up all night decoding their formulas, but as soon as he figured out what they were about, he lost interest. So I picked them up. Most of them were rudimentary, all things we already have in our spellbooks, but 2 stuck out to me. Care to educate me? Which one do you want to hear about first? Teleportation or soul binding? Soul binding? Heck yeah! Hex brought home a glass case with a glowing floating scroll inside. After we got it out and removed all that protective ruins, he was pretty disappointed. A riddle-locked glass case in protective ruins? Seemed like someone didn't want it to be used. I'm pretty sure I know why. It describes pulling souls right out of people's bodies and binding them to objects. Is that what we're gonna do with the necromancer? Completely volatile magic and dangerous, I assume. It's been a little hard to translate. I'm trying to figure out any side effects it may have, so I can convince Hex not to use it when he's slightly inconvenienced. Sounds difficult, but I'm sure you'll figure it out. What about the other scroll? The other scroll. One of the scrolls he found holds a powerful teleportation spell. Now, I fancy myself quite equipped at conjugation magic, but Hex finds it boring. He picked up the scroll because he assumed the golden runes meant it was special. He was right, but I guess it didn't have enough fire for him. More special than a soul binding scroll? No, but still special enough. I think if cast correctly, it could get you anywhere in Astria with incredible accuracy. Even to protected places and other planes, but I'm trying to figure out how to use it without destroying myself. Requires more mana than people usually have in their bodies. So you think it'll kill its caster? Almost certainly so. It still has a lot of promise. Maybe I can modify it. Best of luck! Thank you. Hex also brought back a lot of the wizard's personal notes. Diaries and such, retellings of his exploits, of his hopes, dreams, and fears. When I have some more time, I think I'd be able to do a deep dive into who he was. Maybe I can even put a little exhibition together if Foy and Iniko let me borrow some of those magic items. I doubt they'd dare refuse you. I'd hope not.
I want some magic scrolls of my own to decipher. But first we need to finish this research. Just cause we need to figure out what to do if...
It's just nice to have something to do is all. Plus, I'll take any excuse to hear more of Scully's Everbloom stories.
He's trying to figure out whether we can reverse the sigils. That'd be neat. Thank you for the follow, Rick Sector.
Maybe you can duct tape them back together?
I don't think so. With Archie's help, I also made his whole board. This whole board where I can collect and connect all of our clues. Specific spaghetti.
Specifically.
Specifically, I've been looking into who exactly that necromancer guy could be. Clay says he noticed some flowers on his armor, and I think that might be a clue. Maybe he's a florist, or they're zombie flowers, or he wants to destroy all the flowers. I need to figure out what his motive is. Because if we can figure out his motive, we can figure out who he is, and then we can figure out his weakness. Not that we'll need them, because Dave and the others will. What did he say? Kick his abs!
That's such a good... Wait, I'm gonna steal that now, because I don't like saying but.
Kick his abs! But looking...
Hold on, I want to see... Dang, there's so many notes on these. Why am I not paying attention to this? Like, this is clearly the guy. Like, clearly the dude who's gonna try and ruin the world is this guy. My bestie from another life. There's an entire date at the bottom. Why aren't I... Maybe I'm just passive? I don't want to imply anything? I don't know. Calmer?
Yes. They'll be alright, right, Innkeeper? The zombies aren't gonna eat them like they ate my parents.
They won't. They'll all protect each other. He'll come back for you.
I hope so. I don't want that to happen again. I miss my parents. I wish they were here to hold my hand.
What were they like?
Well, I remember my dad always told me bedtime stories about swashbuckling burglars. And I remember my mom loved making things out of yarn, especially socks. And they were really nice and cool, and I love them so much.
I know I can't replace your parents, but is it okay if I hold your hand until Dave, Carolyn, and Fable come back?
That'd be nice. I feel a lot safer with them around, you know? Like I'm home again.
You are home.
I think so too. But enough dramatic backstory. I'm turning into Dave. Just less repressed than...
Gay for Fable? Where'd you learn that language, Melly? Gay for Fable? Melly. A child wouldn't say that, would they? They'd say... Have the... Unless... In love with Fable. Right? Wouldn't they say that? Like, in love? Maybe it's time to head out. We'll update you on our research tomorrow, Innkeeper, but first...
We're gonna get a lot of ice cream.
Exactly. And I promise she'd make some. Save some for me. We'll try. Bye, guys!
Oh!
This is the guy that gives us really good advice. Feared you went home without saying goodbye. I wouldn't do that, my friend. I did end up finding those golden loon feathers quickly, with a little help from Voyage. But with everything going down, I decided to stick around and help those in need. That sounds just like you. How are things with you, though? You don't need to say much for me to know what that face means. I've seen it once or twice before. Is there something I can do for you?
What is there to be done, Quincy? It's like everything is in limbo. Like dancing on the edge of a blade. One wrong move and it's over. Something like that. Would it help if I asked you for a drink? Maybe. You know what always helps me when I'm feeling down?
Whoa, what is that tree fruit thing? Thank you for your purchase. I hope you enjoy your tree branch fruit.
What? A good cup of Quincy's hot chocolate. Here, after all I've heard, you might need it more than me. Oh my god, hot chocolate. Thank you. That's very kind of you. Now, go on, make me a drink. This one or another one. Whatever you'd like.
Aww. I want to make the hot chocolate. Hot chocolate. You don't like hot chocolate? Why? What did the hot chocolate ever do to you? Okay, I need to give him something. It's gross! I think it needs like a tooth. Something that doesn't... This one, maybe? The feather? You're made of chocolate? That's interesting. I thought you were made of fish. Dang it. Wait, why is this one hard to do?
I wish I was made of fish.
This one. Oh. Maybe I'd finally be able to swim. Oh, I can't swim either. Did you take swimming lessons when you were a kid? Oh. Thought I added an extra. I did, but I sucked at it, and I never passed a certain level. Mix every drink at least once! Oh my god, wait, we've unlocked all the drinks. Scrumptious. Baffled by your ability to sink. Oh no. Couldn't wait to try it out right away. Well, you replicated it perfectly. My hands and heart are warm. Want a sip yourself? You look like you need it. Maybe later. May this drink be warmer than the currents of these times. It most certainly is. Thank you, innkeeper. Of course. So, how are you? This is my therapist. I'm just numb. I'm neither worried nor elated. I'm just avoiding thinking about it at all cost. Wow. Yes, no. Even when I think about it, I can't quite reach the feelings I know are supposed to be there. It's like I'm stuck floating in some glass case, watching the stars fall around me. But no matter how hard I try, I can't reach out to touch them. Wait, you can't hear it? Dang it! Hold on. Oh, it's because my streamer bot's different now? Because it's 2.4, not 2.3. Okay, it should work now. It should work now.
Wow.
There we go. Wow. streamer bot updated, so in OBS the source was still set to the previous streamer bot, which was 2.3, but now it's 2.4. Let's go in fishing. And I can't figure out whether I want to touch them, I mean. It certainly seems to scare you, worrying about the world and other people. It's been a while. I didn't think I'd care again. I didn't want to, but it just happened? Yes, just like that, without my consent, I might add. The heart wants what it wants, and sometimes what it wants is friendship. But I can see how that's a scary feeling. So many things are on the line now, perhaps more than you bargained for. It was easier when I just looked away. Would you rather look away than help your patrons, your friends? No. But now I have to face the fear of losing them. Funny. Funny? Didn't you swear to me you were done fearing death? That you had nothing left to lose? Sometimes lying to ourselves is easier than lying to others, I guess. I'll keep my I told you so to myself. I just feel like I'm stuck in an endless cycle and there's no way out that doesn't tear me apart. Would it help you to know we've all felt like that at some point in our lives? Not really, no. Then let me leave you with this instead. Love may come at a price of loss, but the inevitability of loss also comes with the reward of love. You can't lose something without having loved it. And so you should love whatever it is you fear to lose. Those are the moments that matter, the moments that make your life worth living. Besides, you have the power to step out of that cursed circle anytime. Do I? Write your own story, my friend. Don't doom yourself because you think it's what you deserve. I forgot how good you are at giving advice. Makes me a bit envious. You'll get there eventually. I hope so. Thanks for checking in. I think I really needed that. Of course, please don't stop reaching out. The safety of isolation is not worth the loneliness. I'll try to remember that. You better. Now, I heard the night market is close by, and I really don't want to waste this opportunity, though. It's raining outside! Thank you, Kaido! Thank you for gifting Snickle Fritz's sub. Yum, yum, yum. Oh, you meant the game. It is. It's raining where I am, too. It's a really rainy day. Don't let me hold you back. Until next time, take care of yourself, be kind to yourself, and be safe out there.
Be safe out there.
I don't know. I get a catchphrase. Oh well. Guess it comes with age. Maybe next millennium. Next millennium, huh? Excuse me? Is this my buddy? Is this a necromancer? Oh my god, what voice should I give him? Oh no, I'm not good at dude voices! I guess I could give him a cowboy voice. I haven't given anybody a cowboy voice in this game. I think that would be really funny.
Hello.
Oh wait, no, I can give him my deep voice. My god voice. Greetings, traveler. Nice armor. Is it new?
No. Doesn't it seem familiar?
The flowers certainly do. Did you keep my books? Oh, I like the little blushy. Dun, dun, dun. Awkward.
You know, I imagined this place differently. It's nice.
Thank you.
But I thought you'd be long gone by now. After all, you like running, don't you?
I like it here. Though your visit is making me consider moving soon.
Not advised to stay in one place for too long, anyway. Eventually, the past will catch up to you.
I figured. What brings you here, really? Kusar? Kuasar? Kusar? I'm looking this up. I want to pronounce it correctly. How to pronounce Kusar? Kusar.
Quasar.
Quasar!
Quasar.
Quasar. Was media bot? I guess so. Saribot deleted it. So I think Saribot deletes people that were specifically in its database as spam, like known spammers. Saribot has a dad joke? My god. I never knew that. Okay. What was his name again? Kusar? Quasar. Quasar. Pretend it has a Z. What brings you here, really, Quasar?
You know, this and that. I paid Morrow Castle a visit. It's quite serene this time of year.
What for?
Sightseeing, trespassing.
You broke in?
I wouldn't phrase it like that. Burglary is incredibly impolite. I was persistent in my approach. Politely, I knocked on the door. Unfortunately, vampires these days have no hospitality. The lady of the house greeted me with a snarl and slammed the door in my face. Not like that stopped me, but I found it quite rude.
So, you did break in.
Obviously, as a last resort, it was something I needed more than manners. As expected, she wouldn't give up her precious relic freely.
So, you killed her?
I would have, but no, the rat escaped. In a blink of an eye, she dissolved into mist. I always considered that to be a vampire's most annoying skill. But at least I got what I wanted.
And what would that be? Innkeeper, don't play dumb, you know.
Curious as ever, aren't you?
That's why I made it my job.
What? Be nosy?
Something like that. I get to hear a lot of things every day. People like to talk.
You manipulate your patrons into telling you their darkest secrets?
Exactly, you know me too well. I don't manipulate, I listen. I'm all ears. What would Lady Evelyn have that you, Khazar Duskbringer, would want?
Just a little blood. Ingredients for the execution of a grand design.
Grand design? We were never ones to make big plans.
Speak for yourself.
Maybe times changed you. Oddly enough, you still look the same.
Had to make sure you'd recognize me after all.
How could I ever forget you?
Seems like it was pretty easy for you to move on.
Is this my ex? It wasn't.
Yet you're hiding. You ran away from everything that once mattered to build a life behind a counter in a shabby tavern.
Is that why you're here? To throw your accusations around?
No. Guess I just wanted one last chat now that everything's coming to an end. And I'm curious about how this old friend of mine is doing. So how are you doing, friend?
I'm full of hope for a better tomorrow.
Me too. I'm just afraid that we're hoping for different dawns.
We might be. How are you doing?
Do you even want to know?
It's my job. And my tavern is open to anyone.
Your protective spells beg to differ.
They let you through, didn't they? So, how about a drink? Then you tell me whatever it is you need to get off your chest.
Sure. Let's see if you still know me well enough. And if you remember what I taught you.
Of course I do. Oh! Andrew's scared! Mr. Charmer, huh? 1,000 winds. Sunny breeze. Give him a spoken heart. Back to the basics. Poor dude. Will he drink? Yeah, he'll still eat. That's good. His appetite's not gone. Oh, he won't show me? He's too scared to hold up the sign. How about this? Sweet and chatty.
Not bad. Almost tastes like back in the day.
Do you think I'd forget?
Yes. I assumed you're as good at abandoning memories as you are at abandoning people.
Ouch.
Seems like people are right about one thing, though.
That would be...
Your drinks can influence fate. They can't save people, but they can push them in a direction, alter their destiny.
I wouldn't go that far. I simply do my best to support my patrons in their endeavors.
Will you support my endeavors?
As I said, I serve everyone in this tavern.
How noble. How awfully morally gray. How opportunistic. It's like nothing's changed.
I like it that way.
Making decisions for people, leading them to their doom. All because you can't help but wonder what a little entropy would do.
Entropy? I help.
You help, sure. You always liked to help when it was most convenient for you. When it got people to love you.
Oh.
Can you serve me some lemonade, balloon girl?
Yes! We have slushy lemonade, strawberry lemonade, or normal lemonade. Which one do you want, Snickle Fritz?
I hope all your helping has aided you in forgetting them.
I didn't forget them.
Oh, is that so? I couldn't sleep for months. My heart bled and bled until there was nothing left to bleed. I was alone. And by the end of it, when nothing was left, there was just one question. How could the one person I trusted with my life turn on me like that?
Oh, those eyes.
How dare she leave me with nothing but the stars, staring at them alone? Wondering whether the blood would ever wash off. And how, by the dragons and their false light.
All three, fill her up, girly.
Okay, swamp water it is.
Is all you've done with your freedom. This dastardly achieved freedom. This. There's still blood on our hands. It took me way too long to realize that I didn't have to give up. That I'm not like you.
Yeah, swamp water. That's what it's called when you mix different drinks together. Swamp water.
That it doesn't have to be their blood that sticks to my hands.
Bro, what did I do? What did I do? They're gone.
Not for much longer.
We killed people and he's trying to bring them back? Is that it? He's so guilty about what we did. But we moved on and he couldn't move on. So he's destroying everything to bring them back? What was your name for it? still believe I'm a FAE, right? I am a FAE. I was told I was a FAE. I mean, we're friends with Jade, and Jade is like a killer. You can't say it on... What the... I think you two have the same name. It's in your head. Oh no. Yeah, swamp water is good.
Soon the star, rain, and the flood that washed away our yesterday will open the gates to a new tomorrow, a new horizon, unhaunted by still ghosts.
Kuzar.
Innkeeper,
Why would you do something like this?
don't we owe it all to them? The you I knew would have agreed.
The me you knew was foolish. Some situations are hopeless and some decisions aren't easy.
Decisions are quite easy if you set your mind to it. Say I need to tear apart Cassiopeia's wings for the stars to rain upon Gaia.
An ambitious task.
I could decide not to and abandon my plans because I'm intimidated by the complexity or scared of the consequences. But no, instead I chose to stick with it and get what I want. I don't give up, I succeed. It truly is that simple. If you care, you'll get it done, no matter how much effort it may take.
Everyone was dead.
I wasn't. Didn't we promise to always stand by each other's side? To never be alone again?
We did.
Didn't they deserve the same?
They did.
Then why are you here and they aren't?
I don't know.
Me neither. What did we mean to you? Nothing! We meant nothing to you. The home we built, it meant so little.
That's not true.
Do you still ponder about the meaning of life, watching the stars?
No, there aren't any anymore.
It's better that way. It means there's no risk of getting caught up in trivial things. Like getting caught up in the thought of a world without pain. Like that.
So naive.
So stupid.
It meant everything to me.
Ugh! Don't lie to me. I've seen through the charade. Your tricks don't work on me anymore. Look at the stars now as they lie at our feet. A declaration of your failure. An elegy to your cowardice. And a demonstration of my endurance. Everything is set. Everyone will get what they deserve. Even your little replacements. Soon there'll be no more but a fading memory on the horizon.
My replacements. Did I used to run another tavern and then kill all of my patrons? Bruh. I want to know what happened!
Feels familiar, doesn't it?
They're alive. They can be saved.
They're alive, indeed. What should you ask yourself is for how much longer? And if the time comes, will you run again?
No.
But you sent them to their deaths, did you not?
I sent them to stop you.
I'm aware. Which reminds me, I'll have to leave soon before your little pawns interfere with my threads of fate. Gertrude, come on. It's time to go home.
Gertrude? The heck is Gertrude? Oh! The bird! Who's been pooping on my inn this whole time? No way the bird was spying on us the whole time. Interesting. Care to explain?
I sent you a little companion so you wouldn't be so alone. But I need her back now.
You know I value my privacy.
And I value the perfect execution of my plans. So thank you. for collecting so much information for me. You don't have to do this. I don't, but I will. Anyway, I got somewhere to be. Speaking of which, my invitation, that offer still stands. Join me and watch as I repair what you've destroyed 30 years ago. Join me to witness the renaissance of times past.
I can't. My place is here.
What a pity. It almost pains me to see you haven't changed one bit.
I've moved on. You should try it sometime.
Spoken like a true coward. It's not like I need you anyway. Not anymore. See you soon, old friend.
Or not. Bro. That must have been the end of the act. We must have just started Act 4 now. This guy is like, that's what I'm thinking. He has to be a bitter ex. Like, there's no way he isn't. We're still on Act 3? Oh my god. Act 4 must be the epilogue. Act 4 must be the epilogue. There is no way. There's no way. There's a whole other act that's like the size of this act. No way. Dang it! I thought I could finish it today. Okay, maybe we'll finish it next time. I have to stop for today because we didn't wind up going grocery shopping yesterday, so we have to go today. No stream tomorrow, but I will be on Serin's stream on Sunday because it's her birthday bash, her birthday bash. I believe I'll be playing Goose Goose Duck with her. And on the 27th, which is another day that isn't on Sunday, we'll be playing Minecraft, I believe, anyway. Buy some stuff to make chicken Alfredo. I don't like chicken Alfredo. Why? Who likes chicken Alfredo? Chicken Alfredo. Save. Man. 23. We only read like 3 chapters. Yummy. Gnummy. Rah rah. Rasputin. Russia's cave. It's not Let's find someone to raid. I'm live. I sure am. But that's not what I want. Mega Sharpedo. Ooh, I don't want to hear me either. Let us find someone to raid. Is Kari raiding today? I mean, Kari is streaming today. No more. I know Dunn is streaming. But... oh, Kari is streaming. Looks like Kari's live. I know Dunn's streaming, but... he's playing with Knight. And I feel... I don't want to put them in situations... that's like the problem, right? Because if they rate themselves as... are 18 plus and they're my friends, it's like, oh, I want to raid them because they're my friends, but I also don't want to make them uncomfortable. And I know Dunn's found himself that he doesn't want to swear as much as he did previously. He told me that yesterday. So he's becoming more say-so, and I think he wants to create that kind of content, but I don't know about Knight. I don't think Knight is. And they're doing a collab together. So that was a long, drawn-out way to say that we're raiding Kari. The drama. The drama. Alright. Oh my gosh, an ad. Quick, run away. The ad. The ad is in the way. Alright, Monday. Okay, nothing tomorrow. Bye, nerd. No, bye. Pride. Ruler of nerd. Oh my god, a hummingbird! Oh my god, he stopped and he looked at me through the window! Wow. I feel so blessed. No stream tomorrow. No stream on the weekend. I'll be on Seren's stream on Sunday though, so I'll link her stream when I'm there. And on Monday I'll be playing with Dan. We'll be trying to finish Bokura. Boruka? Yeah. We'll be finishing that, hopefully. I think we'll be able to finish it. I don't really know how long it is. Yippee! Next week I will play more Dark Souls. Pray for good weather. Next week, Dark Souls, also Tavern Talk, Warrior Cat. So that leaves one free day? One free day that I have to figure out something to do. Okay, you guys are leaving now. Bye!